Welcome to Speed Reads. Change anything, your struggles into triumphs with proven strategies. Changing your behavior isn't always easy, especially when it comes to habits that have been ingrained for years. But it is possible. With the right knowledge and strategies, you can make lasting changes in any area of your life. Whether it's improving your career, finances, relationships, or health, the science behind personal success shows that change is within your reach. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Thank you, and your support is appreciated. Through research and first-hand accounts, experts have uncovered methods that work for ordinary people who face challenges. They discovered that those who were able to change were not relying solely on willpower, but on a combination of smart strategies and influences that reshaped their environments and approaches. People across the globe have succeeded by applying these principles, proving that no matter the obstacle, change is possible for everyone. In this speed read, you'll learn about the 6 key influences that affect your behavior and how you can apply them to overcome barriers, build lasting habits, and achieve your goals. You'll find out how external factors, social influences, and simple changes to your environment can make success more attainable than relying on your willpower alone. Whether it's learning how to make healthier choices or increasing your productivity at work, the principles and tactics outlined here can help you overcome challenges, break old habits, and build new, more productive ones. Willpower isn't enough. You need smarter strategies for change. In a small lab nestled in the Utah mountains, a 4-year-old named Kyler faced a seemingly insurmountable challenge: a marshmallow. He'd been told he could have a second one if he resisted the first for 15. Many children failed to resist, as had been observed in an earlier study by psychologist Walter Mischel, which showed that the ability to wait correlated with better outcomes in school and life. This time, though, researchers were trying a new tactic to help Kyler and other children resist. They taught them skills like turning their bodies away and focusing on something else. As a result, half of the children who learned these skills succeeded, with Kyler proudly leaving the lab with 2 marshmallows. This experiment highlights a key lesson. Success isn't just about willpower. Many people fall into the trap of believing their failures stem from a lack of personal strength, creating a cycle of effort, disappointment, and self-blame. The reality is that many external factors influence behavior, often without us realizing it. Recognizing and addressing these hidden influences is essential for meaningful, lasting change. For example, a nurse who wanted to quit smoking struggled when her initial efforts relied only on willpower. After realizing her cravings were tied to specific habits, like driving to work or talking on the phone, she changed her routines, avoided certain triggers, and found alternative ways to keep her hands and mind occupied. By reshaping her environment and adopting new strategies, she succeeded in quitting. Unseen forces, like the design of a casino or easy access to junk food at home, often guide your actions without your knowledge. While self-control is important, depending solely on it is like trying to push a heavy car uphill while others push it down. To create lasting change, you need to do more. Build specific skills, adjust your surroundings, and seek support from those around you. The good news is that change is possible. In the sections ahead, you'll learn about 6 key influences on behavior and practical strategies for success. These tools can help you move past self-blame and create solutions tailored to your challenges. Change doesn't mean perfection, though. Like Kyler with his marshmallows or the nurse overcoming her smoking habit, you'll undoubtedly encounter obstacles. The key is to treat these setbacks as learning opportunities and refine your approach. With the right strategies, meaningful transformation is entirely within your reach. Love what you do and master your challenges. Imagine feeling pride in a job others might avoid entirely. Walter, a garbage picker in Rio de Janeiro, works daily in one of the world's largest dumps. Yet, instead of finding it unbearable, he takes satisfaction in reducing waste and protecting the planet. His example highlights how shifting your perspective can transform challenging tasks. This concept is at the core of the first of the 6 sources of influence. Love what you hate. To embrace tasks you dislike, focus on the meaningful outcomes they support. For instance, if saving money feels difficult, Picture what you'll gain: financial stability, travel opportunities, or a comfortable retirement. Visualization makes this more tangible. Imagine how life might look if your current habits continue, helping you confront the stakes. Language matters too. Instead of framing changes as sacrifices, think of them as investments in a better future. Sometimes a new perspective isn't enough. You may need to develop specific skills. This is the focus of the second source of influence: do what you can't. For example, Patricia found that improving her relationship required slowing her responses and listening more carefully. She practiced waiting before speaking and asking thoughtful questions to encourage better conversations. Martha, meanwhile, overcame her cravings for sugary coffee drinks by using small distractions, like engaging in light conversation or focusing on something else in her environment. These strategies helped her regain control in moments of temptation. Making tasks fun can also make them less intimidating. Peter, for example, broke his dissertation into small daily targets by writing 2 pages a day. To reward himself, he used a creative system, assembling a photo of himself in doctoral robes piece by piece as he hit his goals. By reframing challenges, building new skills, and finding joy in the process, you can turn even the most difficult habits into meaningful achievements. In the next section, we'll look at 2 more sources of influence. Redefine what's normal and reshape your social circle. In the 1950s, the Polish psychologist Solomon Asch demonstrated how deeply our behavior is shaped by those around us. In his experiment, participants knowingly gave incorrect answers simply because others in the group did so first. This type of social influence, where your surroundings define what feels acceptable, can quietly steer your choices in unhealthy directions. In later research, American psychologist Stanley Milgram revealed how authority figures can escalate this pressure, persuading individuals to perform actions they'd otherwise avoid. These examples reveal 2 key forces influencing your behavior: how others shape your view of what's acceptable, and the responsibility you feel toward those watching or leading you. These are the third and fourth sources of influence: social norms and accountability. Both can pull you toward unhealthy habits. Think about it. If you're skipping workouts, overspending, or indulging in unhealthy eating, chances are the people around you are doing the same or enabling it. Sometimes this happens subtly. Their silence or shared habits can make unhealthy behaviors seem like the norm. The good news is, you can flip these forces to work in your favor. Start by examining your social circle. Friends who act as coaches or fans, offering guidance or cheering your success, can dramatically improve your chances of change. For instance, Michael, struggling with obesity, found motivation in an online group in which others tracked his progress and encouraged him. Knowing they were watching gave him the push he needed to stick to his goals. Start by redefining what normal looks like for you. By focusing on your aspirations rather than unhealthy standards set by those around you. Have honest conversations with your friends. Ask them to support your goals and explain how they can help. When you transform someone from an accomplice into a friend, you're removing a negative influence while adding a positive one, doubling the impact. If some people won't support your efforts, it may be time to distance yourself. Studies show that even a small circle of supportive friends can increase your odds of success significantly. By reshaping your social world to align with your goals, you can take control of the powerful forces shaping your habits and achieve lasting change. Shape incentives and environments to change your habits. What motivates you to stick to good habits or break bad ones? It might surprise you how much incentives in your environment shape your decisions, often without you realizing it. A large consulting firm once introduced a cash prize called Road Warrior of the Year to encourage employees to travel more to gain business. While the prize motivated consultants to rack up billable hours, it backfired. Winners quit soon after claiming the prize, citing burnout and lack of work-life balance. Instead of sustaining positive outcomes, the incentive drove unhealthy behavior that ultimately hurt the firm. This story highlights how incentives, the fifth source of influence, can have unintended consequences. For example, fast food loyalty programs reward frequent purchases, encouraging overeating. Meanwhile, the affordability of processed food compared to fresh produce steers people toward less nutritious diets. These systems make it harder to recognize the long-term costs of unhealthy choices. Obesity, for instance, can cost thousands annually in healthcare. But because the expense is indirect, it feels less urgent than the immediate pleasure of indulging. Making these costs more tangible can prompt healthier behavior. Imagine if each skipped workout immediately deducted money from your account, or if healthy eating earned cash rewards. Studies show that even small financial stakes, like putting money at risk if you fail to meet goals, can drive significant change. Your environment, the sixth source of influence, also quietly shapes your habits. Physical surroundings often dictate your default choices, like using oversized plates that encourage overeating, or prioritizing TV when it's front and center. You can take control by setting boundaries or fences. For instance, you could move your TV to another room to make reading the easier option. Managing distance is another tactic. Keep healthy options within reach and indulgences farther away. For example, relocating workout gear to a visible spot makes it more accessible, while stashing junk food in hard-to-reach places can discourage impulse eating. Adding cues can also reinforce good behavior. Visual prompts, like checklists or app reminders, can help you remember your goals when you're most likely to forget. You could place a checklist on your car dashboard, for example. By combining thoughtful incentives with a deliberate reshaping of your environment, you can make good habits feel effortless and sustainable. 5 stories of resilience, turning obstacles into success. In this section, we'll explore 5 real-life examples of how personal success strategies address challenges like career growth, health, finances, addiction, and relationships. These stories highlight how people adapted proven approaches to suit their lives. Let's begin with Melanie. Melanie's story starts with frustration. After 6 years of hard work, repeatedly passed over for promotions, she felt stuck. Conversations with her boss revealed key gaps. She needed deeper technical skills, more billable hours, and experience on high-profile projects to be seen as a true team player. To improve, Melanie developed a focused plan, prioritizing skill building, aligning her work with company goals, and building a helpful reputation. She tracked progress with tools like goal setting and feedback sessions. These efforts brought her not just a promotion, but also a renewed sense of control over her career. Let's turn to something more personal: your health. Justine struggled to lose weight, frustrated by how food cravings controlled her. Research shows food cravings can mimic drug addiction, making change harder. To tackle this, she identified moments when she was tempted to overeat, like after work, and swapped unhealthy snacks for better alternatives. She also found exercises she enjoyed and kept motivated with progress tracking. Her success wasn't about extreme diets, but about building sustainable habits she could live with. Now meet Tyson and Shiree, a couple who had everything except financial stability. Tyson's impulsive spending and Shiree's indulgences led to mounting debt and frequent arguments. They addressed this by tracking spending, planning purchases, and replacing expensive outings with free alternatives. Honest conversations about their goals helped them stick to their plan. Over time, they cleared their debts, saved for retirement, and found peace, not by earning more, but by spending more smartly. When it comes to smoking and other addictions, many people struggle to quit, believing their failures came from a lack of willpower. Lee realized success required more than determination. It needed a better plan. He identified moments when his cravings were strongest, like after meals or socializing with smokers, and used nicotine patches to ease withdrawal. To distract himself, he took up blogging and magic tricks, giving him something to focus on instead of smoking. He relied on family for support, cleared his environment of triggers, and celebrated progress by using his saved cigarette money on family tactics. By shifting his approach, he quit smoking and regained control of his life. Finally, let's take Patricia's story as an illustration of relationship problems. Frustrated in her marriage, Patricia felt alone in handling finances and parenting, while her husband Jonathan seemed disengaged. Reflecting on her own behavior, she chose to focus on listening, pausing before speaking, and addressing issues respectfully. She also sought help from a trusted family member who guided her in developing better communication habits. As she changed her approach, Jonathan responded with more openness, and their conversations improved. Patricia's efforts show that even small changes in actions can reshape relationships for the better. These examples show tailored strategies can overcome challenges, turning setbacks into lasting success stories. Final summary. In this summary to Change Anything by Kerry Patterson and others, you've learned that rather than relying solely on willpower, effective change involves reshaping your surroundings and employing strategies such as altering routines, finding support from others, and learning new skills. By reframing difficult tasks, for instance, focusing on rewards or shifting perspectives, you can build more positive habits. Social influences play a significant role too. Surrounding yourself with supportive people can help reinforce your goals, while distancing yourself from negative influences is equally crucial. Shaping incentives and modifying your environment to make healthier choices easier can reinforce good habits. Making small but significant changes, like using visual reminders or adjusting your environment, creates an atmosphere conducive to success. Lasting change comes from applying these strategies to overcome challenges, break old habits, and create new ones, transforming obstacles into triumphs. With the right approach, you can create meaningful and sustainable transformation in your life. That's all for this speed read. See you in the next one.